person has just one head. If they can do it, why not? You see some people, oh, I get 50 first class from uni. I'm like, okay, it's enough motivation for me. So it's not about me finishing with a first class in my uni. I knew that okay, if these people could do it, I could do it. Hello, my name is Mayowa Arafat Aroyewun. I attended the University of Lagos. I finished with a 2-1, and then at law school, I attended Lagos Campus and I finished with a first class. And I finished as the third best graduate student. How did I mentally prepare myself for law school? Well, for law school, I did a lot of mental prep, and I would say that mental prep is very, very important. So how I was able to do this was that I watched a lot of YouTube videos and I read a lot of blog posts online. So that made me have the mental preparation because at the university I didn't really stretch myself to make a first class. I was just like whatever. Like I just wanted to finish with a strong 2-1, a 4 point, which was what I did. But at law school, I wanted it to be a different story. I was very intentional about it. So that was the first thing. Like I had a different mindset. I set a particular goal and I wanted to achieve it. So I was intentional about having a first class. So I wanted to know how the setting was. I tried to speak to some seniors that came to law school to ask how it was. I also watched a lot of YouTube videos, even during law school, like before we resumed, after we had resumed, I watched a lot of YouTube videos, YoungVipTV, I read blog posts of Ekaete Oncha. So basically, that was just how I really prepared myself for law school. And then when I got to law school, it was basically what I expected. And then what I even expected was way worse than what I experienced. So I just expected worse. So I had mentally prepared myself for it. So that was how I did that. How was law school for me? Was it what I expected? Well, yes, it was what I expected based on the mental preparation I had done already. It wasn't even up to what I expected. As I said before, I expected the worst. I expected having classes from morning till night, not having time to really sleep. But I mean, I was able to, it wasn't as bad as I thought, but it was bad. Law school is not something that you would really get if someone explains to you. You have to really experience it to really like understand, I would say. So I would say this was what I expected. Yeah. And to some level, I expected the worst and we didn't reach that level. What was my preparation process like? Did I have a special reading method? Well, my preparation for reading, I had a reading method, of course, but I wouldn't call it special per se. So basically, the way I read was that I made sure I read before classes. It didn't have to be anything elaborate. It could be 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours. It just depends on how bulky the topic is and how familiar I am with the topic and the amount of time I have. So on a typical, let's say Monday where we have criminal litigation, as at Sunday, I know I had read the topic for the next day and then read the topic and answered my task. So we have tasks and then they would have assigned some questions to every member of the team. So I answer my questions, I read the topic, and then I make sure that, and then I look back to the task and just make sure that whatever I've seen in the task is something that I know that if I try to find the answer in whatever I read in my note or in the textbook on the material, I would see the answers there. So that was just it. And then in class, I pay attention, it's like reading again. So lecturers are teaching and then you are basically doing sort of revision to what you read. And after classes I read again and I form my notes and then I form my notes and I read for the next course for Tuesday, which would be civil litigation. So that was just how I did it. And my weekends were dedicated to past questions and drafts. So I tried to just keep up with the lecture as it was being taught so that it doesn't spill over. So what was a typical day in law school like for me and how did I plan my time? Well, I just answered this earlier, but I'll just quickly repeat it again. So a typical day for me, using Monday, I will basically wake up around either 6, 7, or 8. So it really depends. Our classes start by 9. I have to be in class before 9. Like 8 before 9 basically. So on some days, depends on when I sleep the previous night. I try to get like 8 hours of sleep. Yes, I know I like sleep. But on some days I get 7, on some days I get 6. So I wake up, I pray, have my bath, and then I try to eat. So I know that this might just seem everybody is saying, oh, you have to eat, you have to eat, but like it was really, really important for me. And it didn't have to be anything elaborate. I might just have biscuits, snacks, bread, cereal, just something to hold my tummy because I didn't want to start feeling hungry in class. When I start feeling hungry, I might not be able to pay attention. So having something in my stomach and then going to class just made me pay more attention in class. So I was really, really attentive, like in all the classes I attended. I probably only ever felt down maybe once, and that's like another story. So yeah, yeah, even whenever we go on our lunch break, sometimes I wouldn't go because I was still kind of full from what I had eaten. So that kept me going. And then we have our classes. Sometimes the classes finishes around 1, 2, or 3 or 4. It just depends on the topic and the course. So typically when the class is finished, I either get food from the cafeteria and then go to my room. Or on some days when I see that the queue is a lot, I just go to my room and then come down to get food. After like 1 hour, I was when I know that the queue would have died down. Or on some days I just order food directly and then I eat, I pray, then I read. So what I would read would either be the course for the next day, which is the Monday to be civil litigation on Tuesday. I would read that and try to attempt my task questions for the Tuesday. Then afterwards, probably attend group meetings, and then maybe after the group meetings, I now revise what we are done in class that day and form my notes. So it depends. Sometimes immediately after class, after eating, I might read that criminal litigation first, the topic I did in class first, for my notes. Then afterwards, attend the group meeting and do my tasks. On some days, I make sure that I read both courses on that day. That is the course I had done in class that day and the one for the next day, just to like brush over it and read it. So and then at night I sleep. So I was a day reader mostly. I read during the day because I just felt that I had more time to read during the day. Like I had the entire day, unlike reading at night when I just thought it was just a few hours. So I probably sleep around like 12, 11, 1. It just really depends on how busy I am. But yeah, typically that's when I'll sleep, and I try to get like enough rest so that I don't feel sleepy in class. So that's just how my day went, and how I try to plan my time. And the weekends was for past questions and tasks, as I said before. Did I attend all the classes from the one to the end? Yes, I did. I did not miss any class for any reason. I attended all the classes. I mean, but it doesn't mean that some people might miss class, maybe they were sick. I don't recall being sick at all. I don't recall being sick. Yeah, so I attended, and I think it's good because I mean, if you're not in class, then where are you? Except you're sick or you have like an important family thing, or an important thing to do. Then I don't see any reason why you should not be in class. Yeah, I attended everything. Was I in a study group and would I recommend it? I'll say yes and no for me being in a study group. And would I recommend it? Yes and no. So my reason is that well, firstly, let me explain my study group. So I wasn't really in a study group per se, but then I had roommates who were like my sisters with whom we basically just used to ask ourselves questions in the room randomly. Hey, what's this? What section this? What principle is this? What did they say? What is this? What is that? So that just really kept you on your toes. And even if you didn't know something, the fact that someone had asked you what this thing is, um, you might tend to learn it. So they ask you, you don't know it, you say the answer, you learn it. Or they ask you, you don't know it, and then you try to check for the answer, then you learn it. So there was something we also did towards the exam period, like 2 months to exam. We decided to start solving past questions together. So on a typical Monday, which was criminal litigation, they would pick up a particular year of criminal litigation, basically try to solve it among ourselves. So we just read the scenarios and basically answer. So number one, we read the scenario, 1A, read out the question, and somebody tries to answer it. Anybody that feels confident enough to be able to answer it in the way they will answer it in exam scenarios, state cases, if applicable, state section if applicable. So that way it helps you. You tend to see how other people reason, how they think. You pick one or two things from there. Also, there's some things that you might not know, and then you see that, oh, my friend knows this, oh, I should know this, why don't I know this? And then they teach you also, they help you learn. So I know my roommates taught me how to learn certain sections, we use code, all those things you learn from people. You can't be an island on your own, right? You can't be an island, no man is an island. So I think it's good to have those kind of groups that will be beneficial to you. But some study groups could be time wasting. Some people are there to just basically front their knowledge and not really add any real value. So if you feel like a particular study group is not adding value to you, you can leave it and just do it on your own until you find something better. Or just interact with people, like not on a particular formal structure, just in an informal structure, but always try to interact with people. It will help. So yeah, you can join a study group, but make sure it's beneficial to you and it's not wasting your time. Did I have friends in law school, and would I recommend making friends there? Yes, I did. I had friends, and I would recommend it. As I said earlier, you are not an island. You need friends. You need people to help you. You need people to motivate you. There's sometimes you'll be down. You need your friends to cheer you up. And then there are sometimes they'll be down and you might need to cheer them up. So like I had that instance where my friend was in another campus, campus. She'll call me and then she'll be complaining about how everything is. I'll just basically try to cheer her up. And then on some days when I'm down also, she cheers me up. So yes, you need friends that you can also, friends that are like minded that you can read together, do things together. But I don't think the friendship should be the entire reason why you are there. You shouldn't let it overshadow the purpose of you being there. I know some friends can make or mar you, so just know the friends you are making and just select your friends wisely. But yeah, you definitely need friends. Was I in a relationship during law school? I would say no. That's the short answer. But then I had um people or persons or a person um who I was like talking to, and basically support group from friends, from family. You need that basically. So I had people who I could always like count on, who were there for me to cheer me up, motivate me, and knowing that okay, I have these people there. Whenever I was down, whenever something came up, I knew that I had people that were going to be there for me, and then I knew that I had people that were like rooting for me, and then I just had like tried my best not to let them down. So yeah, but I don't think being in a relationship would affect your performance if you know what you are doing, what you want, and then you're dedicated to it, and you don't really allow any form of relationship just affect your purpose, basically. Was it all books for me, or did I also take time to have fun? Yes, I did have fun, and people that knew me would, if you ask them about me, they'll say, yes, I just definitely had fun because there were a lot of outings, weddings, parties. I know we had a convocation outing in my set people in law school. There were so many activities I did, just outing with my friends, during externship. I mean, you need it because it cannot be all books for you, really. Like, you need to balance it all. They say all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So I feel like you need to be able to balance it all. On some days you are reading, and then you realize that nothing is entering. Even when you sleep and wake up, nothing is entering. You might just need to chill out and just relax and rest. The fact that you take out time to go out, party, doesn't mean that you're not going to be reading. So days that I knew that I was going to go out for a wedding or whatever, I knew that okay, today I wasn't going to read, or I'll probably read less. And then I knew that the next day or the next time I was reading, I would try to make up for the day that I did not read. So basically, I just try to make sure that at the end of the day, I meet up whatever mental target I set for myself. And that was just it. But yeah, I definitely went out. In fact, I was even in Lagos So, Lagos, there was going to be a lot of outing activities, and then we're in VI for that matter. So, yeah, it wasn't all books for me. I went out. So, how did I read during externship? Well, I'll say externship is a really, really like dedicated time, and it's a really, really important time for you to catch up and to read and just to basically get everything aligned. Because typically, well, in my set, the way it was that we had, for example, if we had 20 topics, externship would have been come around the middle. So externship will come on week 11 or at the end of week 10 before you go or before you have week 11, you go on the externship, which is about 12 weeks. So based on the way I was reading before class, reading after class, I was able to keep up with every topic every week. And some weeks where I couldn't keep up, or some days where I couldn't keep up, I'll just try to use weekends to just catch up a bit. So I was right on track. And then the last week before externship, I probably relaxed a bit since I knew that I was doing an externship, but like the week when externship started, I just tried to catch up. So what I did was that the topics after externship, that's the topics or weeks 11 to 20. I tried to read them during externship. So what I did was that I picked them the way we have classes. So basically externship also, you have to go out in the morning, come back at night or in the evening or in the afternoon, just like how you do during normal school, normal lecture time. Go out. Your friend might actually resume by 8, and you might leave your friend by 6, 5, or 4. Depends. Your course too might stop sitting by 4 or 2. I might start sitting by 9, 10, 11. It just depends. So you're still going out, but you just know that when you come back, lectures have not moved. Like you are still on this particular topic in lecture. So that's like just the only difference for me. So what I did was, so for criminal litigation, I picked the next topic, the topic that we had not done. I started reading those ones and forming my notes. So it was easier for me to form my notes since I was typing it. I knew that if we resume and then the lecturer asked something or say something that I had not already written down or I didn't know, I could always add it to my notes since I was just typing. I could always edit it, right? So that was what I did. So on Mondays, I would do criminal investigation. I'll read with 11 topics. So I did one topic per day, basically. So I did a topic per day, and if it was, and that would have been 10 topics. But I did not. I finished it before the 10 weeks rather, because there are some topics that are shorter than the other, and there are some topics, for example, like corporate law, there's like corporate restructuring 1, 2, 3, and those have to be done in 3 weeks. So for those kind of topics, I might have used like 2 weeks or 1 week. Like I'll just finish it in one day, Wednesday, like dedicated to corporate law, and I was just done with it. So I was able to finish faster. I probably finished like with 8 or with 9 out of 12 weeks of extension. Like I was able to finish the entire week 11 to 12 by like 9th week. But what I planned was to do 1 week per day. And there were some courses too, like criminal litigation, ethics, that were really, really short, that I do like 2 topics in a day. If I finish a topic very fast and I'm like, oh, okay, I still have time, I could do another topic, or I could do like half and do the half next time with another full topic. So I was able to finish faster than I wanted. And then when I finished like subjects like criminal litigation, I now dedicated my Mondays to corporate law that was bulkier, and then my Fridays to um civil litigation that was also bulkier. So that way I was able to finish on time. Then I now went back to my weeks 1 to 10 that we had done earlier. I started revising them also. So in that way I was able to like cover the entire syllabus, right, throughout externship. And I wouldn't say, oh, you need to read 5 times, you need to read, like, honestly, it's just about what you're able to say. So I did past questions also. I did a lot of past questions during those times. And for past questions, I would say you don't have to necessarily write everything down, because typically you're supposed to, in exam condition, you're supposed to use 3 hours to do past questions to solve a particular question course, right? And then it's 6 questions you answer for. But if you are doing past questions, 6 questions, you're going to do the entire 6. And let's even assume you want to use 3 hours. That's just for one subject, one course, and then you have 5 courses. So that's like 5 times 15 hours if you want to use one day for 1 year. It's taking 15 hours to do. That's like minus the time you used to mark and just like to go over it. So it's really time consuming, and I won't like advise that you write everything down the way you write it in exam formation, but it's really good to write down to help you. So I wrote a lot down, but I didn't really write down like every single point. There's some things I just wrote down in abbreviations. I knew that I knew them, and there's some things I wrote down, but I didn't write it down fully the way I knew that I would have written them down in exam just to save time. And then at a point, some questions were repetitive. That I've seen them in a particular year, I've seen them in another year, I know that I've written them down. So I'll just say it out loud so I won't waste my time writing, especially when I knew that, oh, I already knew this thing. Like, for example, they asked me procedure for removal of a director. Oh, I know this already. I already did this in this year. But I'll just say it out loud. So saying it out loud helps. So if you don't write it down, say it out loud. Don't just assume that, oh, I know it, I know it, I know it. You might not actually know it. So yes, that's just basically it. And for drafting, you need to actually put the drafts down. Also, to get to some a point where there's some drafts that you feel like you've done them over time, you can just write them down. Oh, heading. Oh, RC number. Oh, signature. Oh, date. Oh, but you still need to put something down to know that, oh, you know what you are doing. And that's just it. And then when you now resume after your externship, you realize that you're playing better in class. You spend less time reading because you've read before. So now you're just trying, what you're trying to do is assimilate, putting things in your head and doing more past questions, preparing for exam, going back again to topics that you've done, reading and all that, and then that's just it. So like externship is really, really the time for you to just try to catch up on those topics. Because after we resume like this, once you are done with all the topics in the exam, externship is that time for you to just try to prepare for exam. What advice and tips do I have for preparing for back finals? Ah, basically what I said earlier, just put your mind to it. Don't try to underestimate yourself or think that you are an underachiever, you cannot make it. So basically, I told myself that okay, I wanted to make the first class. And then at a point, I was like, I want to be the best practicing student, but I said to myself, you're not serious. Like you, you can never achieve this. Like what are you saying? See the amount of smart people that are here. So I thought about it at a point. I was like, is it possible? Is it possible? Then I think one time we had snap test, and then in the snap test, I was like position 49 out of maybe 1,500 or 1,400 in law school. I was like, ah, yeah, okay, I'm not bad, but I didn't expect to be 49. I expected to be like higher than that or something. But I think that one gave me the motivation that I needed to know that okay, I was on the right track, I was doing something. So yeah, that one gave me the motivation. But generally, I would just say that try to basically eat, as I said, sleep enough. You need that sleep to enable you assimilate. For sometimes you might just be reading, and then you realize that nothing is coming. So you might need to sleep, you might need to chill out, you might need to eat, you might need to rest. Then just make sure you never go to class without reading what you have the next day, even if it's 10 minutes, even if you did not read the previous day. In class, when you get to class by that 9 or before 9, before the lecturer comes in, try to just go through. It helps you like understand better. Because sometimes you might not really like go into details. They expect that you know some basic things that you might have forgotten. So you might just need to like refresh your memory. Also, don't play with past questions. I feel like past questions are really, really important. That's like a very, very, very major thing to really ace in back finals because you get to understand how they mark, how they ask their questions, what they expect of you. And it just basically helps you like understand how you would read, how you would structure your answer, what they expect you to know, what you might not necessarily pay so much attention to. I feel like past questions are really, really important. Interacting with people to also help because sometimes you might try to put something in your head, it's not coming in, but then you talk to someone and then they say it to you and it's like as if they just said a spell and then you just understood it right away. So you need all those things, honestly. I just know what you are there for. Right. So I was just telling myself it's 9 months. And even your lecturers will be saying it to you, it's just for 9 months, it's just for 9 months. So just try to give it your all that 9 months. But it doesn't mean that you won't or you will, but in the latter part of it is going to be you reading, you reading, you reading, you reading. How did I feel when I saw my results and I saw first class? Was I expecting it? Yes, I was expecting it, and I felt really, really, really happy and elated. So I was expecting it, but then again, I wasn't expecting it because anything is possible. So one of my greatest fear in law school was not making a first class because I probably had four A's and one B plus. Because having four A's and one B plus means that you end up having a two. So having four A's and one B means uh, four A's and a B plus is a two, and four A's and one B is a two two. So I was really scared of that grading system. And that was just like my greatest fear, that what if I did well and just one course I have like one B plus and then I have a two one, like anything was possible. What if they made a mistake when they were marking my script? What if somebody like was just angry or something? Like I just kept on praying, praying, praying. And then when I saw it, I was really, really happy. I was thanking God. I was excited. I was so happy that okay, all my hard work and everything did not go in vain. So yeah, I expected it, but then there was this other side of me that was like anything is possible, because anything is actually possible. You can't really, you don't know what they want, how they mark exactly, so you never really know. But then I was super happy and excited for having that first class. Like, yes, I did it. When and how did I find out that I was the third best graduated student, and how did I feel? So we were doing our registration for call to bar. So typically they will tell us to come to law school Abuja to do our registrations, and then so we do the registration, and then during the registration they had said that I was supposed to do mine on a particular day, but I did not go on that day because it was really, really short for me. I couldn't make that day. That day was for like people that had like first class and two one or something like that. I couldn't go on that day. So the day I went, they had said that people that were had first class were supposed to go to a particular room to do data capturing and stuff like that, and that the person that was the best graduating student, they already told her, oh, you're the best graduating student, and she knows already. And I was like, oh, okay. So I knew that I was overreaching, but I was like, oh, I'm not even the BGS. Like I was just saying it in my head that, oh, okay, whatever. And then uh and then that was just it. Like I just knew that, oh, and then they said that, oh, we didn't have to, that requirement was no longer necessary, so we didn't have to talk it. So I couldn't even know whether I was anything. I just said, okay, no problem. So typically we'll have the call to bar in days, to be 2 or 3 days, and the last day is usually for people that finish with first class and I think to one. So the people that would have done before will have the brochure and everything about the program. So the day before mine, people had already entered the hall, and then basically I wasn't really hearing anything from anybody about, oh, this is our PGX, that the prize winners and everything. So I just felt like, oh, nothing from nobody has reached out to me to say. I know I was imagining, but I still had hope. Nobody reached out to me to say anything. So I just said, "Ah, okay, it's fine." And I went to prepare for. I was still happy that I had a first class. I mean, that's all that mattered anyway. So I went to prepare for my call the next day. I went to iron my things, and then I was ironing. I had my friend, because I was staying in my friend's place. And then I had my friend just calling my name. I thought she just wanted to tell me, maybe she was like, your phone. I think she wanted to tell me that my phone was ringing or something. I just thought maybe wait, the phone has been ringing. I did not check. Like, people have been calling you. Actually, I knew it. You are the third best graduating student. I was like, no, you're joking. You're lying. Like, she was like, yes, you're the third best graduating student. I said, wait, what? And she was like, you also got a prize in corporate law. I was like, well, yes, corporate law. I was expecting, because a lot of people were really saying that, oh, I was doing corporate law, this is that. But thought BGS, like how I was really really I started screaming, jumping, hugging. I called my parents, called my friends, all my roommates that we all read together. They were calling me. They were just so happy for me that, oh my god, everything paid off. And then my corporate law that I really like helped them with and stuff that it eventually paid off for me. So I was so excited. It was my friend that informed me, and then I went to my phone, I checked everything, I saw messages, then someone snapped the picture of the brochure for me, and then I was like, oh my god, this is real. Like I knew a day before basically, so I was like, wow, that's crazy. But yeah, I was really, really, really happy. What was my best and worst moment in law school. Basically my best every I didn't have a particularly bad moment or bad moment. Yeah, I won't say I had a particular, but for my best moment, I don't know if the whole result call to bar experience counts as law school, but if it does count, then this was like my best moment. I mean, walking to the stage to receive my prizes, hearing my name being called, making my parents proud, and just knowing that all my hard work paid off. Those are like the good moment, the best moments. Also, times that I spent with my friends, going out, reading together. Like, I actually sort of miss the entire experience in a way, not necessarily the reading aspect, but yeah, just everything in general. It was really fun. And for my worst experience, I won't really say I had any bad experience. In general, it was fine. But the things I didn't really like was the fact that, and I think it kind of paid off for me. I ended up on the last floor in my hostel on the fourth floor. So like going up the stairs, we not getting water in my room, like every and my room in particular would not always get water. Some rooms on the fourth floor would get water, but my room we never had water coming from our bathroom. Then some other silly things they made us do, like queuing, submit BOB form, queuing for hours when we just spent that time reading. Those things basically did not really make sense to me, and they were just really frustrating and annoying. And even during the registration, the entire process back and forth, at least that one I could understand because there's a lot of people and everything. But we queuing to submit form, I didn't really get, because you just have to submit the form and it didn't really require that hassle. But so like this, and there weren't anything major. And I would say that whatever experiences you are having, you didn't like your room, you didn't like anything, you didn't like your campus, all those things, they're just minor. 9 months you are done, so you should not let it affect your mindset, and you should not let it affect it. No matter the campus you are in, it wouldn't matter. At the end of the day, you can achieve whatever you want to achieve. Even out of that 9 months, you have like 3 months off for externship. So basically, the amount of time you're spending in hospital is just 6 months, and you can just really manage. It's like a temporary pain for permanent and everlasting joy. Do I think law school is overrated? No, it's not overrated. So I've done mental prep. I watched a lot of videos and I heard people's experiences, and basically what I experienced was what they had said. So I wouldn't say it's overrated. You have to come and experience it yourself to know exactly how it is. But I would say that some people might um exaggerate some parts, but I would really still say that it all boils down to you. People have different experiences. My experience in my campus will be different from another person's experience in another campus, and also some other things like the kind of roommates you have, the kind of friends you have, all those things would actually matter in your experience and how you think law school was. And but yeah, I wouldn't say it was overrated. It was what the hype. It was it's something that you really need to be prepared for and you need to be ready for. So it's not overrated. I don't think it's overrated. If you eventually go there and then you see that, oh, it's nothing there, good for you. But I wouldn't say it's overrated. It's really as they say. What role did my support system play in my success? So my support system, my family, my friends, my colleagues. It played a huge role. As I said before, my friends, my roommates, my family, they really played a huge role. My friends, at times we work together, solve questions together, just helped ourselves, quizzing ourselves. That really, really helped because some of those things we have asked ourselves, set ourselves, eventually ended up being exam questions or things that just helped in one way or the other. Your friends, your parents, of course, you needed them to motivate you. And then at the end of the day, if you are down sometimes, you feel like, okay, I don't want to let my parents down. I want to make them proud. So they kept you going. And you also needed friends, probably in law school and out of law school to probably motivate you, help you. As I said before, I had a friend in another campus who motivated me and I motivated on our good and bad days respectively. So yeah, you need them basically. You can't just be on your own. You need people to support you, to help you, to guide you. I have um colleagues, senior colleagues, like people who had gone to the school before me that I was just randomly buzz, and basically I had someone that I was just randomly buzz, and then I'll ask her, oh please, how did you do this? You'd be like the silliest question. What can I wear this kind of dress? Oh, can I use red pen? Can I do this? And then she was always willing, really, really to help me. I think this is like one of the reasons why I'm now really, really, really willing to help people, because she really made me like, if no matter the time I tried to reach out to her, she was going to be ready to just explain anything that I had, any question I had about law school, how the system was, how the lecturers were, or how to do with this, how did you do this, how did you pass, how did you, and she was always ready to help me. So yeah, I think you need support system. Did I watch Young VIPTV while I was in law school? And how did it impact me? Yes, I did. I think I mentioned it earlier already. I did. As part of my mental prep, and also my mental prep before and during law school, I watched it for motivation, just to see how people did it, to hear from people. I attended a lot of, I would say a lot, but I just attended webinars that I felt like could help. I attended one that the BGS from the previous set hosted, or the one that she appeared in. I watched Young VIP. I watched all the videos that were there. I watched them more than once, like on different occasions. Before we resumed, I watched them. Then sometimes when we were in school, I would just randomly feel down or sad or unmotivated. I just watched them and I'm like, okay, this person has just one head. If they can do it, why not? You see some people, oh, I get this professor from uni. I'm like, okay, it's enough motivation for me. So it's not about me finishing with a first class in my uni. I knew that, okay, if these people could do it, I could do it. I read blog posts also, and then all those things were just like motivation for me. It really, really, really helps me. Even after we had finished our exam, there was no point for me watching it, but I'll still go back again to watch it and just be like, okay, okay, these people could do it. Okay, let me just watch and just see how they feels when they saw their result and they had first class and they were happy. I'm like, okay, I'll just be praying and hoping for myself that yes, yes, by God's grace, me too. I'll feel this way, and yeah, it really, really helps me. Is there anything additional I would like to say? Well, yeah, so basically just come to law school, or if you're already in law school, just have a clean mind, clean heart. Whatever you finish with in your uni, just drop it. If you finish with a 2-2, 2-1, pass, first class, just drop it. Everybody is coming on a clean state. Everybody's starting out fresh. That was how I took it. And I think you just need that mindset. Whatever campus you got, forget it. You're already there. It's just for 9 months, as they say. And you can pass from anywhere. So just don't let all those things affect you. Don't listen to negative comments. Know your friends, people that you work with. Let them be people that will help you, right? And also put in the work. Try to speak to people if you have any question or issues. Try to reach out to people who have done it before, or even your colleagues, even if you don't really have anybody who have done it before. Because me, so I wasn't really someone that like knew so many people. I just had one person that I was just always reaching out to, who I finished from law school, and that was just it. And that was why I had to watch a lot of videos, because I didn't really know so many people. So those videos were like, those people were kind of my mentors too, but they were like my indirect mentors, because I didn't really have a personal relationship with them. But those videos helped me, they motivated me, they encouraged me, they gave me tips and tricks. So you need that. You need to solve past questions. I can't emphasize this enough, honestly. Like it's really, really, really important. I started looking at past questions from any times. You don't have to wait that, oh, we've not done this topic. So there's something I used to do. I'll just start looking at past questions, topics that we've not even done. I'll just read the past question, read the answers. And it will help me in a way that when we're in class and the lecturer starts teaching a particular topic, or even when I'm reading from my own, I'll be like, yes, I remember seeing this past question, and then my brain tends to pay more attention to that thing, because I'm like, this is a potential examinable area, and I should really pay more attention to this. I should try to focus on this one. So my brain will just try to assimilate it, because it feels like, oh, this is something that is examinable. So that would really help. Also, you meet people, friends, family, colleagues, support system, everything. You just need to try and just know that it's temporary. Everything's temporary. And by God's grace, at the end of the day, you come out successful, victorious, and then I just wish you all the best. Cheers.